Welcome to another edition of the Storm Report, the first edition of the Storm Report for the 2014-15 season. This is in lines along with the MIAA men's soccer season preview. David Knobbt alongside men's soccer coach for Southern Nazarene, George Schroeder. George, thank you for joining us. Another start to another year. We've just completed the NCAA process, Division II membership process. Got to be exciting one for just completing that process. What does this mean, for men's soccer alone at Southern Nazarene?
It's great things for us. The guys have waited a long time for this. We actually have a few seniors that have redshirted, so they're in their 5th year to be able to make it to the end of this process. So they're very excited for a chance to see what we can do this year.
The biggest thing that this process and completing this process allows you guys to do is to compete in postseason. That means you guys have got a shot at playing in the MIAA tournament at the end of the season. Does that add a little bit more as far as goals and excitement and maybe something a little bit more to go after?
Most definitely. Making the postseason tournament has always been a goal for us. Last 2 years we just weren't quite good enough. We missed out on the tournament 2 years ago. And then last year we were not in contention. And so this is an exciting year for us. Hopefully we can get back on track, turn some things around a little bit, and I think we have the ability to at least have a shot at the tournament.
Coach, you talked about a couple of those guys that redshirted that are now basically 5th year seniors in Blake Rogers and Edgar Pineda. Talk about those two, as those two lead this team as well as some of your other returners.
Blake and Edgar are 2 of 6 seniors. We have 3 guys that are 5th year seniors, and like I said, those 2 will be 2 of the captains this year. Blake has been a great goal scorer for us even since his freshman year. He was 2nd team all-conference back in the SAC, and Edgar was 1st team all-conference in the SAC sophomore year. And so we're excited to see what they can do their final year. Last year we fought through a lot of injuries. Edgar was out for multiple games. Blake fought through from the beginning to the end, but never was fully healthy all year long. So they're excited to be back, excited for a new year, and we hope they can lead us to some more victories than last year.
Talk about some of the newcomers that you think will help bolster the roster, add some depth, and maybe see some time early on the field.
We have a new goalkeeper coming in. A kid named Jeff Ray has experience. He's an older player, so we're excited to see what he can do for us. We also have 2 newcomers in the back. They're both junior college transfers, and so we're excited to have them in as juniors to add some experience in the back, which is much needed, and give us some depth. And hopefully maybe shore up the back line a little bit and give us a chance to compete in this it's incredibly tough conference. Other than that, we actually have a class of 4 freshmen that we're really looking to a lot from. 4 big recruits for us. Freddie Denang is out of St. Thomas, should add a lot of depth in the midfield. Ishmael Fernandez comes out of Dallas, played for Andromeda's Academy group, and we're excited to have him, look to see him right away. Alan Armstrong comes out of Tulsa, Charles Page High School, and has really contributed a lot in preseason. We like what we see, and we're excited to see him in a game. Hope he can add a lot to our offense. And the other one, Jared Rangel, another midfielder, defensive mid that can give us a lot of depth, and give us a lot of extra time there in the midfield, help us out. The last one is a surprise player. We have a kid named Cody Peterson out of Ohio, and he's been on campus for a year. Decided he wanted to come back and play soccer, and we're glad to have him. He's added a lot to the back line, and we're excited to see what he can do for us.
The MIAA schedule is always a tough one. The MIAA men's soccer, you see quite a few teams up in the top 25. Talk about the schedule, what it presents for you guys this year, and what do you expect?
Athleticism is a big deal for us. Hopefully we've been able to answer some of those questions. The teams we play are some of the top teams in the nation. Lindenwood, I think, comes in preseason top 10. NSU, Fort Hays, Harding, and also Upper Iowa definitely had a big year last year. So it's a tough schedule along with a few other schools, and if we can compete, we would be happy to be able to make that final tournament. Hopefully experience in our back line and experience in the midfield is a plus for us. Like I said, we have a class of 6 seniors. Add to those other 2 we mentioned, Mario, Oscar, Javier, and Tyler. I mean, those 4 plus 2 captains should give us a lot of experience.
You've already kind of touched on this a little bit. What's kind of just some overall goals, thoughts, expectations for this upcoming season?
One, first comes up timeline is the conference tournament. It's really a big goal of ours. It's something we've not been able to achieve, and last year we were not in contention. So that's going to be a big step for us. If we can make that, with as strong as our conference is, maybe there's an outside shot that we could make the tournament. Like I said, I've got a couple fifth-year seniors that this is what they've been waiting for. This is why they stayed behind a year.
All right, Coach, thank you for joining us on the Storm Report. This is the MIAA Men's Soccer Season Preview. David Knobble alongside George Schroeder. Don't forget, you can always follow us on all our social media aspects at Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Just search for SNU Athletics. Thanks again for watching the Storm Report.